Well, that beautiful garden is going to be one that you'll be able to tour on the Inside Austin Gardens tour that's coming up on October 24th. Here to tell us more about it is Rebecca Matthews, and Rebecca's with the Travis County Master Gardeners Program, and it's great to have you on Central Texas Gardener. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
Well, this is, there are a lot of different garden tours out there, but this one is distinctive on a couple of fronts, it appears like.
Yes.
They're not only are these all real gardeners,
Yes,
they do the gardening themselves, right?
Right. They did it all themselves,
and
all
then,
owner done.
And then on top of being able to visit these spaces, there are going to be lots of really educational programs going on in each of the spaces, right?
Yes, we have speakers at every place, sometimes 2 and 3 in a day, and we're going to have tables set up also.
Okay.
So you can go and get information,
Perfect.
different tables.
Well, and this is a real gift to the community, I think. The Travis County Master Gardeners Program has done so much to educate gardeners. It's going to be a great hands-on opportunity, I think, for folks to meet gardeners and tour wonderful spaces. Let's just give people the basic information before we begin. Okay. On top of being a great event, this is a bargain event.
Yes, it's $10 for all 6 gardens, or if you just have time to go to one, it's $5.
Okay.
And go to InsideAustinGardens.org and you can download the brochure and get all the information, directions, and the speaker list.
Okay.
And you just go to the first garden and pay there, and you're just going to get stamped. Okay. And then you can go from there to see all of them.
As easy as it could be. And again, it's going to be on the 24th.
Right, from 10 to 4 on the 24th of October.
Okay, so no excuses, folks. It's a very easy process.
Okay.
Now, we just saw Lindy's beautiful garden. Tell us what's going to be happening in Lindy's garden educationally.
Well, you're going to, Wildlife Austin is going to have a table set up talking people about gardening for wildlife. Alice Nance is going to do 2 talks about gardening for wildlife there. Okay. And Patty Leander is going to give a talk on cool season vegetables.
Oh, cool.
So, and all the plants at all the gardens are labeled, so there's going to be no questions about it. But we're going to have master gardeners walking around. Everybody's going to have on a white shirt with a name tag for any questions that you might have. So plenty of educational opportunities.
Well, that's great, because that's one thing that does happen at any garden tour is somebody sees a plant, they have to go hunt somebody down. Sometimes it takes a great deal of time, so that's a very thoughtful thing. Let's take a look at the next garden that's on the list, and this is owner Gail Sapp. And this is a really exuberant space. I mean, talk about a plant-focused garden. This is one with lots of big, bold forms and textures.
It is. She said that she loves Texas gardening because she loves everything big and bold, and you can tell it from this yard.
Yeah.
It is just lush, lush, lush. And I love that she only has like a grass pathway in her back that she uses as the path, and so very little mowing back there.
Sure, just the pathway itself.
Yes, just the pathway.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, very sustainable.
Well, I love the use of the plants again in this. Particularly, they have some gorgeous palms in this that really play off against the silvery palms against the greens of the plants, and lots of bold texture, sculptural form plants.
Yes,
really cool.
It's amazing. I want to say also, all of these yards are certified wildlife habitats from the National Wildlife Federation. They've all been certified, so it's if you want to learn how to garden for wildlife, this is the place to go.
Okay,
they're all going to have it.
Okay, well that's terrific. So you and so many different styles of garden too, which is nice because you have all these different garden styles, but they all are wildlife friendly.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so
it's great.
That's super cool. Now, what's going to be happening at Gail's garden?
At Gail's, Wizzy Brown is going to give a talk on insects.
Okay.
So
again, a different example. Each place will have a different array, and they can learn all about that on the website. So,
yes, definitely. You can get the list of the speakers on the website.
Perfect.
But
okay. Jessica Winslow is another one of the gardens that's going to be on tour, and this is one with lots of fruit and lots of food production.
Yes, she has olive trees. It's amazing, and I love that her grass is buffalo grass. So if anybody's interested in learning how what buffalo grass looks like in a real yard, it's an excellent. And her yard is so natural. It's just it's like walking through the woods, and she has little area where she likes to meditate, and she has a little pond that's absolutely full of tadpoles.
Yeah,
and
lots of wildlife in the
Yes.
pictures of this garden because you get the tadpoles and all the other visitors, the feathered as well as the scaled, I'm sure.
Yes. And Jane Tillman is going to be there talking about backyard birding.
Perfect.
And there's going to be Travis Audubon has a table set up there for any questions about birding that you might have. So
Okay.
it's great.
Yeah, and every gardener I know is at least a beginning birder.
Yes.
Every gardener.
We all love birds. But
Right, it's an important part of the garden.
It is.
The wildlife to me is one of the most beautiful things about it. Butterflies and birds
Yes.
and the lizards. It really makes a garden complete.
It does. It's a reason to go out there.
The next, speaking of butterflies and birds, the next garden, Eleanor Pratt, this is a true butterfly haven, isn't it?
It is. Butterflies love this yard.
Mm-hmm.
She has planted so many plants. She's got a lot of sun in her yard, and she has filled it with butterfly and hummingbird loving plants. And you will see a lot of them in that yard.
Yeah.
It's great.
Bring your camera, in other
Yes.
words.
Yes, because you'll have an opportunity. And and also at her yard, we're going to have a talk about attracting butterflies and hummingbirds, the plants that do that, and repeat bloomers. So if you're interested in a lot of blooms in your garden, you'll get some information there.
I think that's great, and one of the things I like about what I'm seeing in this garden is that she has the flowers for the butterflies, but also the foliage for the larvae.
Yes.
And making it a complete package for the butterflies in a
Right,
sense. A real buffet.
Yes, you got to feed the caterpillars to get the butterflies.
Yeah.
So it's great.
So you'll learn all about that in this particular garden. Now, you can't have an Austin garden tour without a little South Austin looking funk. Right?
Cheryl's yard.
Yeah. Well, and this is Cheryl Govea.
Yes.
And this, to me, just says Austin.
I love her yard. She's an artist, and it shows. It just reflects throughout her entire yard. She's got blue bottles, and she's got a chickens. And one thing I really love about Cheryl, though, is she actually pulled up the concrete on her driveway and put in decomposed granite so that she'd have permeable space in her walkway also.
The trees appreciate that, I'm sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And if you are into art of any kind or whimsy in your garden, you will love her yard.
I love whimsical gardens, and I
Yes.
love gardens filled with all sorts of color, natural as well as man-made.
Yes,
And
and
this
you'll
garden
find it
seems to
there.
be filled with that, which is really wonderful.
It's going to be wonderful. And at her yard, you're going to get to hear her talk about herbs by
Okay.
Vicki Blockman. And
Terrific.
Yes, because a lot of people are gardening for
Sure.
their food nowadays,
right.
and so
Herb gardening is always important, and that looks like a great place to go. Maybe just sit on the rocking chair and hang out for a while, because I saw a really beautiful image of a sitting area there as
Yes.
well, where you can sit back and enjoy all of that art. So terrific. The next garden is Randy Case, and this is you call this a very architectural garden. Tell me why you say architectural.
it is it's got lots of lines and architectural elements to it. Like in the front yard, he's made boxes as planters, and in the backyard, he's got all the lines for his beds and his patio area.
Right.
And he's got architectural elements hanging on his fence. And and he's got a huge mirror that he framed that I just love that idea.
Yeah.
And Randy has a mix of lots of different plants in his yard. It's very diverse, so I think you're going to get a lot out of that yard.
I like some of the architectural plants that he uses. I've talked about my agave problem before on the show. People know about it, but I can't not mention the fact that those agaves go so well in those kind of bold places like that.
They do.
So.
And he's got a lot of that. And at his yard, you're going to get to hear Kelly Bender speaking
terrific.
on
Yeah.
Gardening for Wildlife. And the plant clinic is at his yard.
Okay.
So if you have any plant questions,
that's a good idea.
any plant problems, bring them. During pictures, bring your plant, whatever.
Bring the corpse.
Yeah. After our drought, we've got a lot of that.
Yep,
Yeah.
you killed that one.
Yeah.
Hopefully the diagnosis will go a little bit further than that. I'm sure it
Yes.
will, right?
Let's hope. Yes.
Okay.
So,
And all of this goes to benefit the Travis County Master Gardeners program, I'm taking it.
well, Basically, it's the cost of $10 is just covering our
I'm
cost
sure.
of it.
Yeah, that's not really covering a whole
Right.
lot.
Yes, we're a nonprofit, so anything we make pretty much goes right back into the community.
Sure.
So.
Well, again, it's a wonderful opportunity to get out there. And again, the best thing about garden tours is hanging out with the gardeners themselves. And as we noted at the beginning of the interview, these are all folks who get out there and do it themselves.
Right, and they will be there to answer questions, talk to people.
And so this is, again, something that you need to put on your calendar. And, 6 hours is the total time, 10 to 4.
Yeah, 10 to 4.
An hour
October
per
24th.
each garden.
There's plenty, and they're close enough together that you can easily make them.
Okay, so again, people can learn more about it by going online, and the website one more time for us, if you don't mind.
InsideAustinGardens.org.
Okay, well, this is your opportunity to hook into the Travis County Master Gardeners program. And just a quick word about the Master Gardeners program itself, because this is something I really want to tout. So many people that I know have really become gardeners. Really great gardeners, by the way, as a result of this program. So just give us a quick word about that.
Well, we're a nonprofit group, and we go through training, 50 hours of training, and then you have to do volunteer work, and you have to do continuing education training. And we are trained on horticulture to help people on their horticultural questions.
Right.
So it's a great program. I highly recommend it. And you can just go to our website and look it up.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay. Well, again, Travis County Master Gardeners is the program, and InsideAustinGardens.org, right?
Yes.
All right. Again, thanks so much for being on the program, Rebecca.
Thank you.
And coming up next, it's Daphne Richards with Down to Earth, and Daphne Richards is going to be out on the tour. You can meet her as you're driving around. Quick mention, too, that there's going to be plants for sale on the tour. So check now with Daphne Richards.